Hey everybody, how's it going? So we had a little mishap with one of our trucks. The door got bumped a little bit right there and it kind of broke the window, and we're gonna paint the replacement. I got one from a salvage yard, so we're gonna strip it down as best we can, kind of a highway repair, and pull the seals out. And I'm not gonna probably take the glass out. I'm just gonna put the glass down and kind of tape off the hole. It doesn't obviously have to be perfect, but we want it to look a little better than this. So I think I can do that. So here's our replacement door. Not exactly a matching color, but I can make it happen, I think. I don't know. We'll try. So got our box of paint. Got a lot of paint stirrers. Look at that. Good golly, Miss Molly. There's that. So I got some paint. I just got a quart of clear, quart of base coat. It is GG. I think it's forest green effect is what it's called. And I got some degreaser. I put some degreaser in a bottle. So I'm gonna do the jams so it doesn't have that clown car effect when you open the door. And we'll do the outside, obviously. But take the handle off. This one has a keypad in it, and the one we have out there does not have a keypad on the truck, so it's just going to be a fill-in piece. Won't really use that. So the first thing I do is get this window down. I'm going to say I got to find out what wires go to the window so I can lower that. I'm going to assume it's one of these big wires, but there's 4 of them, so I'm not sure exactly which one is which. So I'm going to pull this speaker out so I can see in there at the motor and try to see if I can see which wires go into it, and then I can kind of figure out which ones are the window wires. Well, I guess that's pretty easy. The thing is right there. I think it is the yellow and the black wire. So this front track here is kind of bolted in right there, and then this piece of the seal is tucked into that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of leave that in there because I don't want to take the window out. I'll pull these 2 seals out, or the window things or whatever they are. I don't know, these things, and pull these out. Got the one, that right there. I might even use the ones on the other truck. They actually look a little better. This one here, obviously they put the panel on and pinched it instead of getting the panel behind it. So that could be a problem. Belt molding or something. I don't know. So we'll do that. And then I will pull this down, and I'll just kind of leave this hanging towards the inside because, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just going to kind of get the outside there that you can see, and probably the bottom. Obviously, I'm not worried about this right here because the panels cover that up to here. And then you get the molding on the other side, so I'll try to get that. I think I'll just pull this down. Like so. And kind of just leave it hanging in. That way I can still paint the stuff and it's not really in the way. If I want to later, I could probably change that out. If I get paint on it or something, I'll just tape it off. Not a huge deal. Alright, so I'm going to take this handle off. I peeled this back a little bit because I had to kind of get my arm in there. I need the big hole, not this little guy. I might have to change the wiring harness in there anyway because of that keypad. I don't know if it's going to be the same harness or if it's just an addition to the harness and it's just going to be like another pin or 2 or something here that's populated that wouldn't normally be. Not exactly sure. I got to figure that out. So to get the door handle off, you got one screw right there. I don't know if you can kind of see in there. So you got one right there, and then you got another one right there behind that plug. They are 11 millimeter. So right here, I get more light in there. Probably not. Anyway, right there, there's a rod in there. I just put a screwdriver against it to pry it this way, and then squeeze these tabs in with needle nose pliers to get that out. And then right down there, there's that pink one. I just kind of reached behind there and pulled it forward, and it unlatched. So now the two rods are off the handle. So I'll take these two screws out, or nuts off, and that handle should come right off. This keypad in there had a plug, and then there's that just metal tab on the right there. You just slide that off, and then that should come out. Oh, got a little hook there. I gotta get the lock cylinder out of it too. I'll probably just use the one from the other door. So there's a little tab we kind of pry open there. I'll probably take some tape. I'll just tape these two holes up from the back side. All right, so just kind of get this door hanging off this lift arm right there. It's got a rubber foot on it, and I don't think they could have given me a dirtier door. I don't know what it is about salvage yards, but everything is just disgusting that's in there. So I'm trying to scrub this grime off the inside here so I can kind of prep this side, and then I'll flip it over. Probably put on that drum over there to do the other side, and I'll probably bring it over here and probably hang it like this to paint it. I think that'll be all right. Probably I tape that hole up there. I taped these up as best I could. It's hard to get your hand in there, but I think it'll be all right. So I just gotta do some washing and then sand it. All right, so I got this kind of cleaned up. So I got a little sticker on there, but I had to actually scrub the bottom of this with an SOS pad. It was real dirty. So clean that off. Recommend to do wax and grease remover first before you sand. That way it doesn't contaminate your sandpaper and you don't spread it around. So you clean it once, then sand it, then you can clean it again. I'm just going to come to the edge. I'm going to not paint anything underneath where this is going to be. And I probably won't do that part there because, like I said, it gets all covered up anyhow. So I'm going to do anything you're going to see. I'm just going to tape this off. I'm not taking that out. I'm going to tape the hole up. I'll probably put some paper over there to keep from getting paint all over that thing. Use some of this. We got some stainless steel transmission cooler lines for the mat in here. They make them in steel and they make them in stainless. So I got the stainless ones because it's a 14 and they're rusting out now. Basically every line on that thing is rusting out. So, oh, that's good stainless. Magnet doesn't do nothing. Sometimes you get stainless and it just, the magnet sticks to it, like my exhaust I got from my Dodge. Magnet stuck right to it. It's like, huh, must not be all that good. So anyway, sanded this side. I'm gonna flip over it, sand the other side. You probably want to see what your paint recommends for how fine to sand it. I'm probably gonna do 400 grit on the good stuff, and then we'll paint over that. So I'll flip this over and clean up the other side and sand that too. Before we start, I'm not a body person. This is an instructional video. This is how I'm doing it. I'm probably stupid. I don't know anything or any of those other things and suggestive stuff, because people seem to want to ridicule because I'm not doing a perfect job, but it's kind of a work truck. I'm not a perfect auto body person or even a good auto body person. I will beat you to the punch and say that this is probably going to be a subpar job. And if you feel it necessary to critique it still, well, go ahead, I guess. All right, so I got this all kind of blown off. I was using a paper towel in the air nozzle and just kind of wiping it and blowing off to get the majority of the dust off. Now I'm gonna use this degreaser and I'm going to degrease it, and then we'll paint it. So it shouldn't be a big deal, I guess. Alright, so I got this all prepped up. I put a little primer and some spots that are missing, little paint that I had to sand down, like right there. So this color is going to get mixed 2 to 1. So 2 parts base coat, 1 part reducer, maybe a medium reducer. The clear coat is 4 parts clear, 1 part hardener. Medium hardener. Clear Coat Pro. Being I don't paint a lot, I don't really know how much I'm going to need for this door. Obviously, I don't think I need a whole quart, but I think a half a quart might be cutting it. I know when I did my cab, I had 2 quarts of base coat total, and I had just enough to do it with the 2 quarts. So half the cab's gonna be 1 quart, which this is probably a little less. I'm thinking like half a quart or 16 ounces. Should be good, but I'm gonna go to 18 just so I have a little extra just in case. So I marked off 12 ounces of base coat and 6 ounces of reducer to make 18 ounces of base coat paint. So I'm gonna spray this at 29 psi per what the paint manufacturer suggests. 1.3 to 1.5 tip. I'm going to do, they say to do like a pre-coat. I'm not doing a pre-coat because I don't have the stuff to do the pre-coat, so I'm just going to do 3 coats of paint, because they say 1 coat of pre-coat, 2 coats of base coat, and then 2 coats of clear coat. So I'm going to do 3 coats of base coat, and I'm going to end with a drop coat or a control coat at the end. So I'm going to pull the gun away and lower the pressure to 22 psi to even out the metallic, kind of, because I was just spraying, it can make streaks and stuff. So that basically puts an even coat of the metallic on there, so when you clear, it's kind of spread evenly. So that is what I'm going to do. Alright, so I got this all painted. It looks like crap. Bunch of dust and stuff in it. I don't really have the time to re-sand it back down, but yep. Not my best work. So, anywho, take this door panel off next. There's a little plate here. You got 2 screws there. 2 at the bottom. And I'm not sure if there's any more. I think that's it, and then it comes up and unhooks. Got this guy here. I gotta pull this off. If I can get my fingers in there. Is that it? Then we gotta take the mirror off. So we got a screw here for the mirror. Probably some underneath these plugs. Another one there. Probably another one there. And then there might be one under the panel. So there's that. Take some of these pieces for the other door. We got four nuts to hold this on. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are 11. Hey, Ford's making the 11 the new 10. You gotta unplug that first. Oh, it's way over here. Yeah. So I might have to change this harness just because I don't know if the other one is going to actually be compatible. I might just change it just to change it so I know it'll work rather than guess it's going to work. What is that? So I'm going to take the door handle off because I'm going to need this handle for the other door so the key matches, and I'm going to start stripping this down. And I'll unplug this. Just kind of unhook it. I can pull latch. There we go. So there's a little tab back here. A little tab on the back side. You got to pull that forward to get this down. And you just kind of give it a little bit of a wiggle while you pull the latch down, and now it's disconnected. So I got some new hinges. That's one of them. I think this is... got some new hinges. That's a lower hinge right there. That's the upper hinge. So this lower hinge, that front kind of stud there, it's got a nut that goes from the inside, so we got to pull this kick panel off to get to the inside where that nut is. This one up here has like a stud there with kind of like a little locating piece in it, and there is a nut on the back side to remove the stud, and then there is the nut on this side. So we had this kind of holding everything down, tying in this rear piece to that front kick panel trim piece there. And pop that off. And in the front here, we had this guy. So there was this little clip right there that was up top here. There was a plastic pin right there, which was this guy here. So just pulled that off. And then I think there's just a little locating tab there. And I got one right there. So basically I kind of pulled that off and pulled it up and out. That's how you get that off. So I do a little vacuuming to get it back together. All the little metal tabs got stuck in there, and they just kind of came out of this piece here. So I got to put those back on. So I got to get them all out. So I'll vacuum those out, get those out, and put them back on that panel there. So I had to get this off so we can get to the bolt that's on the inside. If we can see it. Right there. And that's for the hinge.
Yep. Just relocating my fingers. Relocating. Well, yes.
But yeah.
If you're ready, Steve. Yeah. That's a hurricane.
So I got a bit of a difference between these two doors. This one's got a sensor right here. Imagine it's like an impact sensor or something. This other one does not have that hole. Or said sensor. So I'll have to install that. Probably use some self-tapping screws or something to get it on there. We'll figure it out. So it could have been easy enough to just screw the thing to it. Because you got to poke a little hole in it. So it goes through the hole for some reason. But so I just held this up to the original door. Made me a little template. Come over here. Over here and I don't even know if that'll fit on there. That hole's different. So there was a hole here. It's not on the other one. Let's see. That might work. I kind of lined it up with a little notch in here and went around the outside of this. I guess. All done. So I think to adjust this door, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up the outside bolts, and I'm going to use this pinch bolt, or this nut here. I don't know if you can see what I'm pointing at. Probably can't see what I'm pointing at. So I'm going to use this closer nut here that comes from the back side, so I can loosen up those, because I can't really get to those with the door closed. So I'm just going to keep this one kind of snug. I'll loosen up those, keep that snug, and then I can use that to adjust it, so I can kind of pull this a little bit, because I got to raise the back of the door up a little bit because it's hitting the striker. So I think that's how I'm going to do that. This upper one up here should be somewhat adjusted just because it's got that bolt in there, or that captured nut thing, whatever they want to call it, that's in there. So it should somewhat help to kind of align that, but the bottom doesn't have anything. So got that too. Seems to work. I get it back a little bit. I ended up pulling these things out from the bottom of the floor. They actually just stick right through the floor, so I squeezed them and pushed them up from underneath. I tried to get this one on, and it was just kind of folding this little piece of plastic over here. It wasn't really going on there, so I figured I'd just pull them out and put them back on, and I'll just shove the whole thing in. That should be easier, I think. maybe. This damn seatbelt thing is ridiculous. So there's that. Had a casualty. It's kind of. I don't know how those rubber things work, but see, we got it back together. So that's all that matters. See, I got all that tight. Yeah, I think we should be good to go. Kind of like I got a little. I didn't get enough of the door jam there. I thought this came over a little farther than it did. A little bit there, a little bit there. Well, that's it. It's all done. Put a sticker on it and go dirty it up, I guess. So, anyway, that's how not to paint a door. Yeah, so have a nice day.